Just under 1 year ago, I made the decision to take a gap year. And I know this time of year is a time of year where a lot of people may be making the decision or deciding about whether they should take a gap year or not. And I wanted to make today's video as a crazy conversational vibe. Nothing over the top, nothing out there, no crazy captions, no crazy hooks. Literally just me spitting authentic game on what my gap year has been like and any advice I'd give to you guys. Because I know that I remember being in the position where results day came in. I had to make a decision about whether I would stick to the university I was going to or I would reapply and ultimately take a gap year where I had no idea what I was going to do. And I understand that a lot of you guys may be in that position. And I think you guys may also be surprised that I didn't take a gap year that was quote unquote the normal gap year. I didn't take a gap year that was the travel, was the go out and party, was the go out and do random kind of side quests for the whole year. And this is not me judging that route, but it's me being an example and showing you that there is another way. There is another way about going about it. And in today's video, I really want to show you all those kind of little things or big things that I've done to show you that if you are quite ambitious, or you are very ambitious, and you want to do amazing things, and you want to use a year to really fuel you to go out there and achieve great things, to go out there and build the foundations to create an amazing life, that you can really do so. And that links me to the first thing I want to share to you guys, is the gap year is an amazing opportunity to do something. The gap year is an amazing opportunity to do something that you've always wanted to do. For example, you may have always wanted to build a business, or you may have always wanted to post content, or you may have always wanted to do something. I don't know what it may be, learn a skill, go down a certain route or endeavor to get a certain job in a certain industry. Whatever it may be for you, use the year as a time to do so. And what did that look like for me? Or what does that look like for me? Because there's still a few months left, or there's 1 month left of my gap year. And that looked like for me was creating content. That looked like for me was getting a job at a startup where I get to be around millionaire entrepreneurs and founders, where it was learning the things that I'm learning and really going on the journey to do these things, regardless of what other people say. And I also want to premise that I didn't know this stuff when I took the gap year. I did not know what was going to happen for me. And I kind of went down a process of trying so many different things. I tried dropshipping, trading, social media marketing agency. I remember going to bed and I was literally thinking, I have so much energy and ambition to put into things. It just feels like there's no meaning in what I was doing. And then I found content through a challenge we were doing in a community I was in. And I'd always wanted to post content anyway. And I was starting to go on this self-discovery learning journey. And I thought it'd be a perfect time to share what I was learning, share the process that I was going down. And what I realized through all of this in discovering my purpose, in discovering the things that I love to do, is the process of cause and effect. And I'll do this quick because then we'll move on to other gap year things. But I really want to premise this to you guys, because if you decide to take a gap year, this is one of the most important things you do. And I'll say it now. The discovery of self is the most important thing you will do on a gap year. And figuring out what you want to do in your life, because that's often why people take a year, is to figure out what they want to do, comes and links so heavily to the concept of cause and effect. A lot of people try to change an effect with an effect, and that was me. I was trying so many different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. That was a process that I'm grateful that I went down. But what I understood was that I needed to change the internal world to understand what was truly meant for me, and that is the cause. The inner internal world is the cause to change the external world around you. So in order for me to discover that content was for me, for the things that I'm learning, and in the future as I develop new things that I love to do, or I build on the things that I already know, the discovery of self and improving my internal world is what helps me get there. And I realized that through building the relationship with me, I started to really get clearer on what was meant for me. So if you're going to take a gap year, you have to spend time alone. You have to build the relationship with you. You have to start to bring out the authentic version of you and get rid of the inauthentic versions of you. Get rid of the things that don't serve you and implement the habits that do serve you. And I think then you can really discover what you were put on this planet to do. And you can really make progress, leaps and bounds beyond maybe what you can even imagine right now. And I think it's so important that you also understand that you may also be thinking, what about money? How do I fund this? And I want to try to change your mindset on it. Don't just get a job or do something just for the money. Also do it to learn lessons. And for me, that comes in the form of a startup that I work at, where I get to be around millionaire entrepreneurs and founders, and I make money as well. It's a media business startup. But I also understand that I wasn't in that position till December of my gap year. I wasn't in a position where I'd grown as a person to be able to access this opportunity. So if you are doing stuff in your life, whether it is hospitality, and I recommend that you don't just do the hospitality to travel route. You try and be ambitious and you try new things. But if you're in that position, think about what lessons you can learn from everything you are doing. Because then you will build up experiences that actually serve you in your future. But if you're doing things meaninglessly and you're just doing things as a means to an end to make money, you'll find it won't be impacting your future. And I promise you there's not much point. To make an extra buck to go and travel really isn't much point. And another thing you may be thinking, well, if I said that I don't travel, and if I said, or I didn't travel, and if I said that I wasn't doing the stereotypical gap year, how did I meet people? How did I make friends? How did I get around other people? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I haven't been alone a lot. I have been alone a lot. But the first lesson is that I've understood that loneliness and alone are not the same things. And that's one major lesson that the gap year has taught me, is that being alone is one of the most amazing blessings, and you have to build that skill because you live with yourself your whole life. And if you can build the skill being able to be in stillness, be able to be in silence and being with you, you don't have to run away from yourself your whole life. And a gap year has given me the opportunity to do that. And I'm sure it will give you guys, and I know it will give you guys the opportunity as well. But also in terms of meeting people, I always say that it's so important to get in environments and around people that are going to inspire you, lift you up, give you amazing energy. And how did I do that? The first thing is I got into an online community of other young people growing and focusing on self-improvement, and we have community calls, and I paid for that. And I think there's a big stigma that you shouldn't pay for courses or mentorship as a young person. But I promise you, if you want to be around these people, one, paying is going to help you. And two, paying is going to make you commit to all the lessons that are being taught to you. Paying is what is going to help you commit to the process of being in a course, being in a mentorship. And I highly recommend that if you look up to someone on social media, that you put an investment in to be in that mentorship. And if you're not traveling, if you're not doing those things, you're going to have the money to do so. That's how I used it. I spent probably around 3 to 4K this year on mentorship. So I'm so happy I did so, because it's taught me so many different lessons. And then another thing I did is go to events. If you're interested in a certain industry, for example, I went to a content creation event the other week. There was loads of amazing people, loads of amazing content creators. I've been to business events. I went to an event with Jay Shetty and Emma Green. It was an amazing, that shifted my perspective completely. And it started another transformation for me to go on. And that's a big thing. I find that these events that I've been to on my gap year really just spark transformations for me to continue to grow, for me to continue to elevate myself and go into new chapters. So events is another thing. Use Instagram, search up online for these events, you'll find them. And again, if it's £10, it will be worth it, I promise you. Investing in yourself is way more worth it. Cut down on the unhealthy foods that you're spending on. Cut down on the unnecessary trips to random places that doesn't serve you. Stop drinking alcohol. Save money on alcohol. It's another thing I preach, but that's for another video. And another thing you can do is you can literally email people that you look up to and ask to hop on a 30-minute chat, genuinely. And I've done this, and I've experienced this in my gap year, where I've emailed people and I've been able to have a 30-minute call with them, or whatever it is, maybe go and meet them in person. And I think maybe you guys will try this and you'll do one email and someone doesn't reply and you think, well, that's it. No one else is going to reply. But this is a life lesson as well, that if you try something once and it doesn't go your way, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work again. Sometimes you just have to be persistent. You have to be adaptable and you have to keep on growing. So that's how you can be around amazing people. Use the year as a boot camp or a start to step onto your dream life path. Use it to improve yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. Implement habits that are starting to serve you, whether that's fitness habits, diet habits. Implement mental habits like meditation, mindfulness, journaling. Implement habits like reading, and get rid of habits that don't serve you: the scrolling, the drinking, the unhealthy eating, the mindless consumption of things, the unnecessary mental chatter, the gossip, the negative thoughts that you are unnecessarily putting in your mind, or the content you're consuming. All of these things, you can start to rewire your habits and improve yourself. And this year is an amazing opportunity to improve yourself so that when you exit the year, you're completely unrecognizable. That's the goal. I always say that you should wake up every single day with the intention of growth. And you can use the gap year to really build a foundation when you finish it. The employees are going to want to work with you. The business partners are going to want to work with you. The clients are going to want to work with you. The people are going to want to follow your social media. The people are going to buy what you want to sell, whatever it may be. Or the people are just going to want to be around you, or that you're going to be a light to the world around you and to spread positivity. Use the gap year to do so. Use the gap year to completely elevate yourself. And you'll find that you will not regret that at all. I promise you that if you lay the foundations now, think of it as a tree. You grow these amazing roots for it to blossom into a life with a strong core, with meaning, and the external, the leaves, the external that everyone sees as this beautiful, vast tree. That's the most amazing thing. And I want to finish the video off by kind of just listing off lessons in no random order. So just get the notebook out and really take down what I'm about to say. I think a lot of people, if you take this kind of gap year, you'll learn that you have to go against the opinions of others. And it's an amazing opportunity to build up that skill. It's an amazing opportunity to break away from acceptance and start living your authentic life. Stop doing things for the validations of others. Because I think when you're in school, and I assume in university as well, you're stuck in this bubble where you're doing things for the opinions of others. You're so obsessed with this bubble and what's going on in that you forget to pop your head out and see the world for what it truly is. And I've realized that authenticity is the only way you can live your life, and it's the only way you can live your dream life. And it's been an amazing time for me to learn that. And I genuinely can't be more grateful for this gap year, for that lesson that it's taught me. Because I posted this content, I've been ridiculed, criticized, people are like, what are you doing? People talking behind my back, but that doesn't matter at all, because I know I'm doing the things that are authentic to me. And I'm so much more unapologetically myself than I have ever been. And that is where you want to get into in your life, where you don't do things for other people. You do it for you. You create from inspiration. Another lesson I learned is uncertainty. How I've learned to see uncertainty as an amazing thing, because I think when you're at school, you have everything mapped out. But when you step on a gap year, you have to figure things out for yourself. And this correlates more to life. Especially if you want to do content, business, or you want to do things like be ambitious, you're going to have to build routines. You're going to have to create things for yourself, and there's going to be lots of uncertainty. But the lesson that I learned is that imagine if everything was certain, life would be so boring that you probably just want to be so bored that you just want to kill yourself probably. Life would be so boring that you just wouldn't want to get involved. But uncertainty teaches you that there's so much blessings, there's so much surprises, there's so much amazing people, exciting opportunities that you could have never thought of. And that's another thing the gap year has taught me. I guess my last message for you guys is that you can really change your life in a year. You can change your life in a month, in a week, but you can transform who you are. And I transform myself. And I want to show you that I know maybe your parents wouldn't agree with this, or maybe other people wouldn't agree with this, but if you get your head down, you build the business, you create the content, you sign up for that job, or you go work in that industry, you go get around those people, whatever is your ambition, your life can completely change. And I hope this inspires you that if you're an ambitious person, that maybe you don't know if university is for you, or you don't know what to do next. Maybe the gap year is for you. Because maybe you'll look back and you'll have that £1 million business. You have the 1 million followers, or you have the 100k followers, or you'll have the job that you get to be around amazing people, and you're in the industry you love. And you'll realize it was worth it. You realize it was worth taking a year to level yourself up, to build a relationship with you, to live your authentic life and step onto your dream life path and start making changes that are going to completely transform your life. So that's my lessons for you. And make sure you comment down any questions you have if you're deciding or making a decision on taking a gap year, and I'll make sure that I get back to them. And remember that if it feels right in here, this is the kind of decision that you have to lead with your heart. Lead with your heart and let the rationale side stop for a second. And if it feels right in your heart, I recommend you take it. And that's how I want to leave this video. If it feels right in there, that's the path you have to go down. Go up.